Alright guys, welcome back, Treetop Garage. I want to work on my RAM, my 3500 RAM. It's an '04. I've had it for 8-9 years probably. I want to get some stuff done to that today because I'm going to be leaving to go to Minnesota to Honest Peyton's Speed Shop, his channel. Check his channel out. I'm going to be going up there probably within the next few weeks. I'm hoping before the end of the month, depending on how the money situation looks. So I do want to do some stuff to my truck before I go, obviously. And actually, I've got something really cool to show you guys that I picked up for that Model A, possibly. It was a really hell of a good deal on Facebook Marketplace, and the guy actually brought it to my house. So yeah, I will show you that first. It's really cool. And I think you guys will really like it. And then my son's going to be here, like I said, and he's going to I think he wants to do some stuff to the Pontiac. So there's kind of going to be a lot of stuff in this video. Some random stuff, and we'll see what happens. So check out my son's channel, Blake's RC, and if you're into the 2A stuff, check out my Ohio 2A Patriot channel and subscribe to that if you don't mind. And also, if you're just finding me here, give me a thumbs up and subscribe as well. And we'll see you here in a few seconds. And hold on, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, check this out. Marketplace find. This is a Ford V8 flathead, as you can tell. It's got a 59 AB on the head, and it's got a 59 back here. I looked it up, and that means it was made between 46 and 48. The pistons are 80 over. I'm going to show you how clean this thing is. Once you move the camera in here, I'll show you. This thing is pretty clean inside. The heads need cleaned up on the inside, but look at the cylinder walls in this thing. Can you see them in the camera there? Okay. Yeah, look at these things. Clean inside. And it rotates, it moves and everything. That's as far as I've got with it, as far as testing it. Just going through and I was just looking it over. Had a lot of junk inside the passages, but I think it's been sitting for a while. Under here is all clean too, so might use it on the Model A when I get it, might not, I don't know. I gotta kind of go through. I want to take the oil pan off and go through the bottom and see how the bottom end looks, bearing wise and all that. Obviously it's been apart. Like I said, it's got an 80 on it. All the pistons got 80s on them, so it's 80 over, which isn't that much for these engines. I guess there's some guys that go 125 over. So yeah, I figured I'd just show that real quick. It's missing all the stuff on the front and everything, but that's fine. So we'll see what happens. And the one good thing about this motor, with these flatheads, the Speedway makes a bell housing adapter where you can bolt up a newer Chevy T10 or Muncie or whatever. And you just got to have the right clutch disc and everything. So, and also, this adapter that Speedway sells also has the hydraulic clutch threaded hole in it. So, and I also have with that Model A, I got a set of firewall mount pedals, and I also have a clutch master cylinder that's brand new. It's all going to be with the car that I bought extra from Chad over there. It's Honest Peyton's Speed Shop. So, but yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. I think I'm gonna, not today, we're gonna pull the oil pan off it at some point. There'll be a video on this later down the road. But we're gonna just take it apart a little bit, see what's going on inside there, make sure it's good, and then maybe get some gaskets, put some paint on it. Maybe do a different intake, I don't know yet. You guys let me know in the comments. But let me pause you, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so today we're working on the Ram, 04 Ram 3500. And I've had this truck for probably 8 years, maybe even 9 years. One problem I've always had with this thing is the carrier bearing. This one's actually not bad yet. It's actually in pretty good shape. The bearing really never goes bad, but the rubber always breaks apart all the way around this bearing. And I've changed since I've had this truck. This is probably the 7th or 8th one I've put on. But as you can see, the rubber is definitely soft, and over time it just starts to fall apart. So I bought another one. This is an SKF. They also, Timken makes one, and it doesn't last. I tried that one; it doesn't last any longer than this one, than these ones do. I actually did run one time, but just a no-name one off of like eBay. It lasted about a week. So these are kind of a press fit, but I've had these things off on and off so many times. It actually doesn't take much to get them off. I got to find a hammer. Anyway, what I usually do, I'll take an old chisel like this. I'll stick it right in where the bearing is, and I'll just go around and tap it. And it slides off pretty easy normally with these, because like I said, I've done this many times now. So hopefully this one pops off pretty easy. And the new one, I actually have a tool to put the new one on as well, just a piece of the exhaust pipe. It works out pretty good, but let's see if we can. I know it's a little unorthodox, but if anybody's got a better idea, let me know. Oh, that's coming off a little bit. Sometimes you gotta break it free first. Oh, yeah, that's coming off now. I think I put never seeds on this last time. Yeah, so it's off now. It's kind of a press fit, but I mean, like I said, the bearings on these things, in my experience, they've never had a bad bearing. It's generally the rubber that breaks. Like I said, this one's a little soft. And it'd be that I'm going to be driving this thing all the way out to Minnesota to Chad's place over there. Last thing I want to do is have a breakdown on the side of the road with one of these. It's a two-piece drive shaft, obviously. You got to take it all apart to get to this. So we're going to go ahead and put a little never seeds on there again. And I'll show you what I do to get it on. So the new one, wherever it is. Right here. So I don't think it matters which way they go. The new bearing already is full of grease, so that's good. So slide it on there. Actually, it's sliding in pretty easy already. Let me get my tool out. Whatever it is. Oh, here it is. That's all it is. This is what I use to put it back on. Just a piece of exhaust tubing to fit it fits the outer sides of the bearing here. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead. This one's actually the same way. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off if I can, carefully, because I did notice just now this tool. It won't fit this side. Oh, that's the other side. But it won't fit the one side as good because it's kind of got a little flare on the metal. This side actually fits better. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. So take the tool, you slide it over the bearing. And basically, I just go till it won't go anymore. Bottom out on there. Like that, and you're good. So yeah, so we're pretty much ready to put it back in now. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grease all the U-joints before we put it back in first. I think I might save this one because there's not really anything wrong with it yet. But like I said, no my luck. These things generally last like on a daily driver basis, which I don't drive the truck every day anymore. But when I was, one of these would last 6-8 months maybe. To a year, not about 2 years really. I'm sorry, I'm wrong on that. About 2 years I would get, sometimes less. And that was if I used a quality one. So, all right, let me pause you. We'll put this thing. We'll get some grease in the U-joints and put it back in. All right, guys. So we messed around with the drive shaft. We got that first half back in that has the carrier bearing on it, but we found one of the U-joints on the rear section of the drive shaft is bad. There was actually some needle bearings poking out of the rubber seal. So, and the other one's kind of stiffened a little bit too. So I'm just going to go ahead and change both of those. I don't have the U-joints though. I thought I did have some that would fit it, but they don't. So right now he's kind of messing with the hood latch. It kind of wasn't quit working on me. So, but I also have an issue with this headlight, which is an aftermarket headlight. So when you turn the headlights on, none of this stuff works. All this, the low beam doesn't work on this side. The little halo lights don't work on this side, but the high beam works. So I want to pull it out and see if maybe I had just a wiring issue. Actually, you got some of the stuff I need. But I'm going to go grab some tools. You guys can watch him work on the hood latch. He's trying to figure out, well, we know what's wrong. It's got a bad spring, but... Alright, so we're going to pull this out of here. And let's see what we got for wiring. Maybe the wiring's... Oh, that one's too small. That one's a different size. Here. A little strange. I did spray these with WD-40. They were a little rusty. This truck hasn't spent its whole life in Ohio, so it's actually not that bad rust-wise. It's got a little bit on it, but not bad. Underneath is actually really clean still. Okay, there's that one. And this one, I gotta go through here, which is probably the other socket. Which I might need a little longer extension too. Yeah, it is. I just dropped the screw somewhere. I don't know where it went, but I'll find it. There's that. Oh, I gotta take that out too. I forgot. Alright, let me get a little screwdriver. Get that out of there.
So far, the zip tie trick seems like it might work.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Doing a little modification of the hood latch because the springs broke. We're trying to do a little fix on that.
Zip tied the two ends together. I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, sometimes they don't even work that great.
They never work that great.
There you go. Seems like I had to do this before. You just gotta pull it out and it just comes out. Okay. try to move that to the wall. Look at that, it actually works.
He can adjust those rubbers back up a little.
Yeah, let me pop it open here. Yeah. Yeah, but it's actually got a hood latch that works again.
You've only been driving on that safety light for how long?
Forever, yeah, for a couple of years. Anyway. It's been quite a while. Was there a lot of play in that?
A little bit.
Well, that just broke off. That's wonderful.
What? Oh, it broke out?
It broke right out of there. Huh. Oh, maybe it didn't. Maybe it's because there's a bunch of paper on it too. Maybe
Yeah.
It's just the way it looks or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume you have an issue here.
Maybe. I should have done it a little different, for sure.
Just pop the whole bulb and everything out.
Well, yeah, that's what I was wanting to do, but I wanted to get this back in.
Yeah.
I guess I can just... on each side. Alright, so... let's go.
Up a little more on this side.
Like I remember there was an issue with this before. Alright, so we're going to take this inside. Oh, we're going to try to do a little testing on these wires, see if we can't get it working. And yeah, so we're going to pause you.
I'll take those other two washers back.
And we'll be back in a sec. Hold on, guys. Alright, guys, so I went ahead and I redid the connections. Before I just had electrical tape on there. I want to do some testing to make sure, see if any of this stuff's going to work. So the low beam, we did pull the headlight bulb, and the headlight bulb is bad. You can see it's all black, so that's a no-brainer there. So now we got some wires. I got a quarter cable, a 20-volt battery here, and we're going to see if we can get something working. Hopefully. I may have to put some ends on this too. I don't know.
And just stuff them in there.
Just stuff them in there. Try not to touch them, I need them together. This battery should be charged too. I probably should have went ahead and strip this other end too. Let me strip these off first. Should have got two different color wires so we know which one's ground. Well, you can see the ground and power sign of the battery too.
Yeah.
Alright. So, go ahead and put that like that. We'll shove this in there. This one in there. It'll go.
Those arms all twisted together too.
Yeah, well, they weren't before.
On the ground one. You see the
That's the
other
ground
end?
one. Alright. So we got a ground on this one and the power on this one. So let's go ahead. You guys can see before we will what's going to happen here. So this one is power. So let me go ahead and have this one. Oh,
You
see
have a
something
halo.
lighting up.
Yeah.
Anything working other than
You got
just
the
that
middle
one?
halo and the lower.
Okay. So what about, where's the other ones? So we got two more connections to check. If I can find them. Okay, so this is the ground, right?
Yeah, with the tape.
And then
Alright, you got. Yeah, you got the other hill.
okay, so everything works. It just needs to be reconnected.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the good news. So I got to get a headlight. I have to get some shrink tubing for these connections I just made, and should be good. Everything should work then. And I need to get 2 U-joints for the drive shaft. So that'll be tomorrow after work, I guess. I'm kind of relieved I don't have to buy another set of headlights. I don't know if I talked about this, but when I first put these in the truck, I had to keep taking them back out to adjust them because you can't do it while it's in the truck at all. You can't get to the adjustments. It was a nightmare. It took me probably 2 or 3 days of every day after work messing around trying to get them all adjusted to where I wanted them. Luckily enough, the high beams were good. Just the low beams were pointing all over the place. So yeah. So we're gonna do that tomorrow, and then yeah, hopefully that's good. And then the wipers weren't working on the truck. We got those. That started working again on its own.
Might want to see if they have that switch there.
Huh?
Might want to see if they have that wiper switch there.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll go online. I was thinking about just changing the switch anyway because the switch has always been a little funny. But anyways, I'll pause you guys and we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, so I figured I'd show you this too. I totally forgot to record this, but me and my son actually pulled the front clip off of the Pontiac. A little story. So as you guys know, the front tops of the eyebrow of the fender on both sides is really rotted out pretty bad. And he's been looking for fenders for a while for this thing. And he found a guy on Marketplace that had a set of fenders for it. And he started talking with the guy. And here it turns out the guy that is selling the fenders used to own this car. He actually had it right before the guy I got it from. So yeah, he's actually buying them. He gave him half the money. He's going to give him the other half in a week or two. So he wanted to take the front clip off, so we did. So anyway, it's sitting over there, as you can see, with the hood on and everything. But in the same today, before I came back out here, because I had to go run to the store at some point after he got here today, he also made the patch panel for the firewall, some thicker sheet metal, and it's going to need a little massaging in a couple spots because it has like a body line here. But it looks like it's going to work okay. And then also, you could also see a little better how we did the front axle with the, the straight axle conversion, which you guys saw most of it. But now what we plan on doing, so we welded our uprights to this bar, which this is attached to this main big piece right here, and this is where the original straight 8 was bolted down. This was the front motor mount for that. So what I told him we should do, because this isn't really the strongest piece, it's probably good enough, but what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to box this in, this little corner on each side, just to give it some more strength. And then, yeah, it should be way strong enough. I mean, this isn't as heavy as that, but I'm sure this is probably strong enough. If we box this in on each corner, I think it'll be good to go for that. So, but yeah, we didn't even tighten up none of these bolts because we're probably gonna have to. I know we need to change the bushings out on the leaf springs on this front side. The back side, I don't know if it needs it or not. So, but yeah, that's kind of neat that he found a set of fenders from the guy that used to own this car, and he, of course, he told him what all he was doing with it and everything, which is kind of neat too. So yeah, he made that patch panel, and there's the front clip. And of course I got, a bunch of junk tires, which actually that tire over there came in handy today because I put that flathead 8 on it when I got it. So anyways, let me pause you. We'll wrap this video up. It's kind of a random video, really, just a bunch of little bit of everything. So let me pause you, we'll be back. Alright guys, so my son had to leave. Of course it's Mother's Day, and I wanted to say before, and I totally forgot. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there watching. My son had to go. His girlfriend, her mom, I guess her mom passed away back when she was little. So he had to go and do some other stuff with her, with cemetery stuff. So anyways, so yeah, I got to get some U-joints for this drive shaft. I need to get some shrink tubing for the wiring on the headlight. And I also need to get a light bulb for that. I don't know what's going to go on with that flathead. I'm going to get into it a little bit and just see how it looks inside in the bottom end. And then if it looks good, then maybe we'll just go ahead and just do some stuff with that. And use that on the Model A. I'm not sure yet. But my brother does have a, which I was planning on buying off him anyways, a Borg Warner T10 that came out of a, I think it was a 62 Impala SS, I think he said. And it's like ready to go in. It's already got a bell housing on it. It's got it's got a shifter on it already on it and everything. And it's like straight from back in the 60s, I guess, a lot of it. So I think I don't know if it's been worked on or anything. I didn't ask him any of that. I don't know if he knows that much about like what's been done to it, but I was gonna get it for the price he wants. I think he wants around $500 for it, so I figured that's a really good deal. And that would, with the adapter, especially with a hydraulic clutch, which would really be nice. That thing would be really, really sweet. And I still might decide not to use it for that. I could put it in my Ford 8N if I wanted to. There's adapters you can get for that too. If I can get it, obviously if it doesn't need any work. If it doesn't need a whole lot of work, I might use it. If it doesn't, I'll get the other motor off my brother, the 283 he's got sitting there. I went and looked at it a few weeks ago. I think I already said this. It's a 283 out of, I don't even know what it's out of. I think it's out of an Impala, knowing him. It's already rebuilt. It's got 40 over pistons in it. Power pack heads. I mean, it's actually, it looks like it's all perfectly rebuilt and good and painted up real nice. It does have a 2-barrel intake, so if I get it, I'll take that off, obviously. And some other little stuff. But I mean, it's ready to go in something, and it looks like it'll run fine. It looks like there's nothing wrong with it, so. I don't know what all the specs are, like what all it has. All I know is the pistons today. When I went to look at it, I took my little bore scope camera and I went and took a couple spark plugs out and went and checked them out. Checked out the cylinders. Cylinders look perfect. It looks like it's been ran a little bit since it's been rebuilt, but it doesn't have a lot of miles on it. And you can see clear as day on a couple of the pistons I saw. You could see the 40 over on there. So yeah, so we'll see what happens there. My son, I think, like I said, he's going to go get those fenders probably in a week or two, he said. Probably 2 weeks. It depends on when he gets paid, I guess. But, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's the guy that he's getting the fenders for. I guess the fenders that he's getting, from what he told me, when the guy had that car, he actually got them for that car. And when he sold it to the guy that I got it from, he just kept the fenders. So it's kind of neat that the fenders he's getting are from the guy that got that car. It's kind of cool. So, anyways, guys, I guess that's it for today. I don't know how long this video is, but I'm sure it's, something. So, I'm going to get some stuff for the headlight. I got to get some U-joints. I got to get some other little things, and we'll be back. There'll probably be a video maybe this week, and maybe a changing these, or maybe tomorrow even. Changing the U-joints on that drive shaft, and I got to get it back in. And then I also want to change the water pump, which I have. That water pump that's on that thing, I've changed it twice now since I've had it. And the last time I changed it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So it's, it's probably due for another one. I mean, last time I changed it, when I first got the truck, I had the truck like 2 weeks and the water pump went. So I put another water pump in, and a couple years later, 2-3 years later, it went. So I'm just going to go ahead and change it. That way I'm not changing it on the side of the road on the way to Michigan, or Minnesota, not Michigan, Minnesota. So it's a pretty good ways from here. It's probably 14-15 hours or something like that. It's a decent amount of time driving, so I don't want to be stuck on the side of the road with something like that. Which the water pump on that truck is not hard to change. It's right on top in the front. There's 2 bolts and there's an O-ring on it, and you just have to have something for the belt tensioner, which I have a tool. And it's actually really easy to change. You can do it in probably less than a half hour. So I have one here. I'm just going to go ahead and change it while I'm here. That way I don't got to worry about it. I still got to grease the front end. I want to grease the front axle too. It's a 4-wheel drive, so it's got a front axle. I want to grease that. And then I want to check the brakes, make sure all the brake pads are good. Just kind of go over the thing, make sure I'm not going to be running any real problems. And just do what I can do when I'm still here at home, to where I can eliminate not having anything break down on me when I'm driving all that way. So, anyways, guys, that's the video for today. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that. And like I said, check out my son's channel, Blake's RC. If I remember, I'll put a link below for that. He's got some pretty cool stuff for RC cars and that. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.